Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rantika Sari, and now I would like to present and give the explanation for Chapter 8 about exporting, importing, and sourcing. First, there are two kinds of export. They are export selling and export marketing. For export selling, is an activity to sell the product to foreign country with a focus on the product and the emphasis on selling. In export selling activity, the company apply the same key elements of marketing mix in the home market to the host market, which is the same product, the same price, same promotion, but different place. What does it mean? It means that export selling does not involve tailoring the product, the price, and the promotional material to suit the requirements of global markets. The second is export marketing. For the export marketing, the marketers should tailor the marketing mix or tailor the product. They need to develop export strategy, like they have to think which product have export potential, and they need also to develop market plan. For example, set the price to fit the marketing strategy. It is based on cost. Export preparations, transportation, and financing must be taken into account in determining the prices. Other plan that should develop is of communication and distribution to fit the market. Next, requirement for export marketing. The marketer or company must have understanding of the target market environment, like consumer behavior, competitor, or the regulation and law in the target market. The second is the marketer should use of marketing research to identification the market potential. And last, when the marketer make decisions, they have concern about product design, pricing, distribution channels, advertising, and communication. When the company export logistic or service, they have possibility to face the potential export problem. For example, in logistic, they usually face the problem like arranging transportation, transfer trade determination, and the most common the problem that the company will face is custom or duty. It is about the tax that have to pay from the company for the product. And for service export, they will face the problem like providing repair service, providing technical advice, and so on. And the next is we will talk about national policies governing export and import. Government programs that support export. First, the government will give tax incentive. It means that the trade earning from export activity provincially, either by applying a lower rate or by refunding taxes already paid on income. For example, the government will give tax exemption on export income, tax deferral on export income, accelerated depreciation of asset and market development, and tax reduction. Second is subsidies. Subsidies is direct or indirect financial contribution by government to the producer or the company. For example, the government will give direct payments, low interest loans, tax dispensation for exporters, and advertisement in other countries funded by the government. Third is government assistance. So the government will support the export by giving them or providing information of location and market, and also providing export promotion for the export product. The last is free trade zone or special economic zone. It's a way from government to support the export by simplified custom procedures, make the flexible operational, and also relax the regulation of the country. Besides support the export, the government has action or right to discourage imports and block market access by applying tariff barriers and non-tariff barriers. Tariff barrier is known as the 3Rs of global business, like rules, rates, schedules or duties and regulation of individual countries. Tariff is defined as the duties on individual products or services are listed in the schedule of rate. The determining of the tax or duty rate of each item usually based on the component material and its benefits. And for non-tariff barriers, it consists of quotas, discrimination procurement policies, restrictive custom procedures, arbitrary monetary policy, and restrictive regulation. In previous slide, I have mentioned about non-tariff barrier. Non-tariff barrier consists of first quota, is a government-imposed limit or restriction on the number of units or the total value of a particular product or product category that can be imported. The second is discriminatory procurement policies, is a government rules, laws, or administrative regulation requiring that goods or services be purchased from domestic company. The third is restrictive custom procedures. Taxes are administered in a way that makes compliance difficult and expensive. The fourth is discriminatory exchange rate policies. The government distorts trade in much the same way as a selective import duties and export subsidies. And the last is restrictive administrative and technical regulations. The government creates trade barrier by having anti-dumping regulations, product size regulation, and safety and health regulations. Now let's talk about tariff system. Tariff system is a regulation to set a single rate of duty for each item, applicable to all countries or two or more rates applicable to different country or group of countries. So in tariff system, there is three kinds of tariff. First is single column tariff. This kind of tariff is simplest type of tariff, and this tariff determines of one tariff for one type of commodity and has same amount of tariff which applies equally to all countries. The second is two-column tariff. This tariff determines of one tariff for one commodity but different tariff between one country to another. And also this tariff includes general duties plus special duties indicating reduced rate determined by tariff negotiation with other countries. The last is preferential tariff. Preferential tariff, reduced tariff rate applied to import from certain countries. GATT or General Agreement on Tariff and Trade prohibits the use of preference tariff with three major exceptions. First, historical preference arrangement already exists. Second, preference is a part of formal economic integration treaty. And third, industrial countries are permitted to grant preferential market access to LDCs. For custom duties itself, there are three kinds of custom duties. First is ad valorem duty, is expressed as a percentage of the value of goods. The second is specific duty, is expressed as a specific amount of currency per unit of weight, volume, length, or other unit of measurement. The third is mixed duties or compound. This is a combination of both specific rate of duty and ad valorem rate of duty. Here is other duties and import charge. Their anti-dumping duties is an activity to offset the impact of dumping. Dumping itself is the sale of merchandise in export market at unfair prices. Next is countervailing duties. This is additional duties levied to offset subsidies granted in the exporting country. And the next is variable import levies, are the import charges levied when the prices of import product would undercut those of domestic products. The effect of these levies would be the rise of the price of import product to the domestic level. Next is key export participant. First, foreign purchasing agents, referred to as a buyer of our export commission house or export confirming house. And the next, export broker, receive a fee for bringing together the seller and the overseas buyer. Next, export merchants or jobbers. These are marketing intermediaries that identify market opportunities in one country or region and make purchases in other countries to fill these needs. Export Management Company or EMC is an independent marketing intermediary that acts as the export department for two or more manufacturers whose product lines do not compete with each other. And the next, manufacturer's export agent act as an export distributor or as an export commission representative. And the next, export commission representative assume no financial risk. The manufacturer assigns some or all foreign market to the commission representative. Other key export participant is cooperative exporter. Is an export organization of a manufacturing company retained by other independent manufacturers to sell their product in some or all foreign markets. And other is freight forwarders, are licensed specialists in traffic operations, custom clearance, and shipping tariff and schedule. Simply put, they can be thought of as travel agent for freight. Organizing for exporting in the manufacturer's country. The possible arrangement for handling export including the following. First, as a part-time activity performed by domestic employee. Second, through an export partner affiliated with the domestic marketing structure that takes possession of the goods before they leave the country. Third, through an export department that is independent of the domestic marketing structure. Fourth, through an export department within international division. And the last, for multi-divisional companies, each of preceding option is available. The next is organizing for exporting the market country. There are two ways to organize the export in the market country. First is direct market representations. This way has advantages to control and communication and allows decisions concerning program development, resource allocation, or price changes to be implemented unilaterally. Direct representation make the possibilities for feedback and information from the market are much greater. The second is representation by independent intermediaries. This way is the best way for small volume sales. So there are four of trade financing and method of payment. First is documentary credit or letter of credit, are widely used as a payment method in international trade. Second is documentary collection. Is a method of payment that uses a bill of exchange, also known as a draft. A bill of exchange is a negotiable instrument that is easily transferable from one party to another. Third is cash in advance. And fourth, sales on open account. Goods that are sold on open account are paid for after delivery. And this is the flowchart of documentary credit. First is between seller and buyer have to make a contract. After that, the buyer instructs his or her bank, the issuing bank, to issue a credit in favor of the seller. Third, the issuing bank asks another bank, usually in the country of the seller, to advise or confirm the credit. Fourth, the advising or confirming bank informs the seller that the credit has been issued. And five, as soon as the seller receives the credit, is satisfied and can meet its terms and conditions, she or he is in the position to load the goods and dispatch them. Next, the seller then sends the document evidencing the shipment to the bank where the credit is available. After that, the bank checks the document against the credit. If the documents meet the requirement of the credits, the bank will pay, accept, or negotiate according to the terms of the credit. In the case of a credit available by negotiation, the issuing bank or the confirming bank will negotiate without recourse. Any other bank, including the advising bank, if it has not confirmed the credit that negotiate, will do so with recourse. And 8. The bank, if other than the issuing bank, send the document to the issuing bank. 9. The issuing bank check the document and, if they meet the credit requirements, either effect payment in accordance with the term of the credit, either to the seller if the document were sent directly to issuing bank, to the bank that has made funds available to the issuing bank, or to the bank that has made funds available to the seller in anticipation, or reimbursed in the pre-agreed manner the confirming bank or any bank that has paid, accepted, or negotiated under the credit. The next is sorting. Sorting is the entire set of activity business process that is needed to produce the goods and services. When we want to make sorting decision, we have to consider whether a company makes or buy its product and where it makes or buy its product. And also we have to know that the benefit of sorting from other country or home country. Here is factor that affect sorting. First is management vision. Every manager has different goal. The sorting decision has to fit with the management vision. For example, the manager of company A wants to cut the cost of production. So this manager decides to produce the product in a country with a low cost of employee. Other factor is factor cost and condition, customer needs, logistic, country infrastructure, political risks, exchange rate, availability, and convertibility of local money.